Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning from the hot, arid deserts of Yuma, Arizona. It is a gorgeous Thursday morning up at 6:45 a.m. Enjoying the sunrise in the desert here. The nice cool temperatures. It's going to be a hot one today. You better believe it's going to be a crispy one here. The ultimate event today, the ultimate event everybody has been waiting for. All the big payoff here from being down in Los Algodones. Make sure I got live chat on here. There we go. Just getting ready. I gotta check the time here. 8:36. So got about an hour this morning before we got to head over to Los Algodones for the final big event. Boy, you can sure see that this place would pay off in wintertime, being down here in the sunny Southwest. Yeah, you don't have the would you say you don't have the ocean of Florida, but I don't know how many people use the beach in wintertime down in Florida. But I've already seen a tick up in snowbirds down here over the last, I'd say the last 10 days or so. The only thing being an agricultural area, there's still a lot of flies around here. They're getting the fields ready for the winter plantings of all the winter vegetables that you enjoy down here. So I'm just waiting on Marshall to get rolling here, get a cup of coffee, and then we will be underway. And I've kind of had enough of Mexico, like I said last night, being here for weeks, seeing all these border towns. Whoa, get out of here. Crazy fly in here this morning. Seeing all these border towns. Good morning to the lurkers in here. God love the lurkers. What the hell is that? What the heck that's doing in here? Banksy girl, good morning to you. I hope that your day is off to a good start. I had the best sleep last night. I had the worst sleep. Good morning to you. There's the Missy. Cleared my throat this morning. How's the Missy this morning? Won't be long, honey. I'll be coming home. I'll be putting it in gear. Let's see. Cheers to you, BWW. I know you like to travel with them. I am missing Missy Jenn. I'm missing the color green. Okay, strange as that sounds, I'm missing green. Everything here is pastel browns and shades of tan and brown. You get the occasional trees, but you got to be a real tough tree, acacia trees, I guess, to survive out here. Yeah, the Mexico trip is good. Oh, still in bed. Nice. Missy Jenn's enjoying all of it with Georgie, enjoying the peace and quiet of the Rancho, which will end soon enough up there. Yes, I do miss the Rancho. Like I said, you don't get a lot of green down here. I know it's a fire season back home. Sweet Pineapple Fruit Loop. How are you, honey? Nice to see you. Yeah, I miss seeing Georgie too. Let's see. Good morning, Vicky. How are you? Lori says too much tan and brown. Yeah, I remember when I used to, one summer I worked over on the eastern shore of Maryland, Ocean City, Maryland. And I spent so much time there with the brown sand and no green whatsoever, really, that it was a shock when I got back to Baltimore at the end of the season. I had what I call the green shock when you come back. It's nice. It'll be cool weather. It's going to be in the 90s here today. I'm not sure what it's going to be on the Rancho. Good morning, Thomas. How are you? Thomas Jordan in the chat. What's up, sweet Rosie? The cowgirl is ready for her final hurrah. Don't you miss making your own coffee, the coffee aroma in the kitchen? You know what I miss? You know what I miss? Tim Hortons. That's what I miss. There was something special about the way that they made Tim Hortons in Canada. You know, guys, it's been a heck of a summer from, two countries here. Done the whole North American free trade zone with Canada, the United States, and now Mexico. It's been a heck of a journey. It's been one of the most fulfilling summers that I've had. And the good thing is the money I have saved on travel and the sights I've seen have been incredible. Tim Hortons, love it. So yeah, Sean, I do miss, I miss seeing Missy Jenn in the morning, and I miss seeing Georgie. I miss standing out on that back deck and getting that morning sunshine. The Rancho is a special place. There's really two terms that are known, as I've said before, throughout the Boyd. You can say two things. You can say number one, of course, the Lisa Marie, and you can say number two, the Rancho, and everybody knows exactly what you're talking about. Good morning, Leanie. Is that Leanie Bobini? Good morning to you. Good morning, Penny. Want to know if you were familiar with all the trouble? Yeah, I am. I'm familiar with that. They just enacted, they're enforcing a 50-year-old law about banning people from wearing face masks. And if you know anything about the way the Chinese operate, they're pretty slick when it comes to crowd control. They want to get all these faces, and then they'll take weeks. They'll take the database of Hong Kong ID cards, and they'll match people up down there, and they'll one by one, slowly and methodically, they'll find all these people involved in the protests, and one by one they'll deal with them there. Matt Marshall, well, yeah, he's be so happy the back shade is down, Even though I'm sitting at the McDonald's up by the north end of town, the old part of town here, just at Dox's. A lot of Western troublemakers. No, Marshall's still around here. Good morning, David. Good morning to you. Got news unit in the chat. Man, they have a real air base out here. These F-18s go flying over all hours. Unbelievable. Good morning, Goldie Khan. How you doing, honey? Long live the live stream. Walter, good morning to you. So it's been an interesting place. There's not a lot of sites in Yuma, though, and it's kind of, these communities all get isolated. El Centro, Yuma, Calexico, these places. So day of the Great Pool, yeah, it's going to be a painful day for Marshall. Hey, thank you, Goldie Khan. Thank you, honey. I'm ready to ride the range. Just don't ask me to get on a darn horse. That's for sure. I have a fear of horses. As Marshall said before, to get up to the Rancho, get this build done, and then after the holiday season, hit the road. Will he be around every day on the Rancho? No. I mean, he'll have his Rancho passport to clock in and out of the security system now, and he'll be doing his own boondocking and stuff, I'm sure. up there. Throw an air mattress in the back. I'm looking forward. Listen, I got another fishing and crabbing adventure coming up in early November with the boss. I'm looking forward to that. We're not going to take Marshall out deep sea fishing. He would freak out at the sight of a 21-foot great white shark, and all the seas are so rough, and it'd be a pukerama, and he can't swim anyway, so I don't know if he's ever fished. Oh, thank you, Mike Loyal. How you doing, Mike? Good morning to you and Crystal. Looking good, sporting a cowboy hat. Only in Yuma, baby. Going to Vegas on the 13th of October. Meeting up with Four Scores and Seven Beers, and also Line Screw and some other people. It'll be a good chance. This will be my last fling of summer here, okay? And then I come back and I do the decorations on the Rancho. Missy Jenn, I like to make things really colorful at Halloween, as she knows, and then I get to complain about the electric bill in November, and then the same thing in January. Good morning, Kim C. How are you today, my lovely? Mexicali also looks like a sad town. Doesn't seem to have the spirit. That will be evidenced by late this morning. I will be releasing my next cell phone cinematic video, Mexicali at night. And although I've been told by a local here you didn't really capture the real Mexicali, you can't judge by the border town. I can only video what I have. It seemed like a pretty, I don't want to say destitute place, but it doesn't have the base, and it sure doesn't have the nightlife of Tijuana. But you'll be able to judge by my night in Mexicali video coming up. Okay. Good morning, Bunny Cha-Cha. How you doing, baby doll? Yeah, like Four Scores. Well, Elvis will be here in a while. Pay to see that Elvis on the boat. Yeah, I don't want to take him. Hey, Coach, what's going on, my friend? He wouldn't be able to fish. He'd be hanging over the rail the whole time. And I love fishing. I love going out there, but I don't want to be a babysitter. Janet, the boss, and I go out. This will be either our fifth or our sixth trip. This will be the combo crabbing, the Dungeness crab, and the rock cod fishing trip. And the nice thing about this, remember the last trip I got a huge ling cod. It was I'd say about 28 inches long. That baby was some kind of good eating. This trip, everybody's allowed to catch up to 10 Dungeness crabs. Some of these are really restaurant grade, and then each individual angler gets to catch 10 rockfish. So it's a great trip. Let's see. Anything? Yeah, because it's very rough in November. It's extremely rough out there. Very rough at that time of year. I try to put a video together for each trip and put something cinematic. But Cinematic Mexicali will be coming up today. I worked on that yesterday. It turned out good. Like I say, you're trying to capture the sites that you're not going to see in Tijuana. I mean, Tijuana was so photogenic. And there was such a message to deliver with that video at night in Tijuana. A lot of people were moved by the harsh realities of life on the streets and survival. Especially for the young women down there. It's a sad proposition. Good morning, DF. How are you today? And it kind of tears at your heart. That's why I use Christine Perry's Jar of Hearts, because sex on the streets and sex in the brothels and sex in the hotel rooms of Tijuana is a very cold, and it's a very emotionless experience for people. Yeah, I love that song too, and it perfectly fits the way I feel about that. And I do hope that as Marshall matures and grows older, he'll understand that sex is a surface thing, and emotions, shared experiences add depth and dimension to relationships. Good morning, Scottish Lovely. Let's see, Mexico's rumored to have a lot of sex trafficking at any point in time while you've been there. Have you witnessed? I mean, I've seen pimps running girls and things like that down there, but as far as trafficking is concerned, Tijuana, I think, attracts the top grade girls down there. It's a very competitive market down there. Get that fucking fly out of here. You know, it's just the realities of life in Tijuana. Good discussion last evening about, yeah, I think so, Goldie. You know, we're capable of having good discussions. A lot of people automatically tune it out. Oh, you know, Marshall's on. But it's interesting to go back and forth. I hold my ground when I make my points about things, and I'm pretty steadfast about it. But I'm not going to sit here and shape a message that people want to hear on YouTube. I'm not going to, you know, if somebody doesn't have a filter, that's on them. So once you learn more about the nature of the cosmos, you will learn there's a great sexual energy. That's what I'm saying, Deborah. For me, let's see. Why do women seem to face the building? They don't want to be seen in case they don't want to be captured on video in case their families would ever see that. It's not a profession that you go home and you talk to mom and dad about how much you cleared this week. I mean, it's the realities of the trade, right? So they come from outlying areas. Some of them even come down from the United States and work down there because of the people that come over and speak English down there. Good morning, Harvey. How are you? So that's why they turn to the wall, a lot of them. They'll turn left and right depending on who's coming down the street. So you never know who you might see walking. Thank you very much, Andrew. Good morning to you. So, yeah, here comes Marshall. That's the realities of life on the streets. Yeah, it's a young man's paradise if you look at it that way. You can have cheap sex, but you also stunt yourself emotionally when you do that, especially when you're young. And that sort of sets the standard of how you view women. And if you ultimate objective is to just do hookups, and you never experience the other 90% of a relationship, the shared enjoyment of doing things together, the excitement of knowing that you're going to meet somebody on a Friday night, and you know, that's the thing that I don't go for. You miss out so much, and you don't emotionally develop. You do not emotionally develop. So I hope you look forward to that video today. You'll see the very stark realities of the streets. You'll see heavily armed military men with long arms, and you never see that on the streets of there. Which candy is he having for breakfast? I'm not sure. Good morning, J Money. Good morning, Marshall.
And good morning. Good morning, America.
I'm going to go about a half hour, and at 9:30 we're taking off for the main event today.
Yeah.
How you feeling? You nervous at all about?
No, not really. I'm just, you know, I'm a little bit nervous about it. I just want to make sure they numb me up really good.
Yeah, you better make sure.
So I'm not in pain, and make sure I get my. I'm gonna bring my pain meds with me over. I got a few left.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get some pain meds and inflammation meds.
Depending on how it goes today, we'll be rolling out of Yuma tonight or staying tonight. I'm not sure. It just depends on how Marshall comes out of this process. So just to recap at this point, your multiple visits. How many crowns in total do you have now?
Well, let me show
Three or
people one more
four? You don't
time.
have to show them. Just tell them how many crowns that you.
I have 4 crowns, 3 root canals done, and I've already had a deep cleaning done on one side of my mouth here. I had a filling, and I'm also gonna have I also had a general cleaning yesterday, and today I'm gonna wrap it up with 2 regular tooth extractions and 1 wisdom tooth extraction. And then I'll probably be back in the future for 2 implants. I'm going to need 2 implants and probably several more crowns up top just to protect my teeth. So those are just, afterwards. But I'm going to watch, since I still have brittle teeth up front with all the big fillings. I'm going to watch what I eat. Make sure that I just use my molars and new crowns for chewing, and just kind of watch what I eat. I'm not going to be eating pistachios and stuff like that. Stuff that I used to like.
Now, let me ask you a question. Your wisdom tooth is sub-gum. It's below gum level. Why are you having that wisdom tooth? They're going to have to actually cut the gum away and then remove that tooth. Why are you doing that?
Well, everybody in this world can be born with up to 4 wisdom teeth. I was actually born with 2 wisdom teeth, and they're both on my lower jaw, and they both were growing the same way. They were both actually, instead of growing upwards, they're growing sideways.
Oh, okay.
And what happens is that it will eventually push against your other teeth and cause problems, impacting the other teeth. And also, between the wisdom tooth and the other tooth that's right next to it, the one all the way in the back, there's a gap there, and food gets stuck in there, and you have to continually clean that out, and that will cause eventually inflammation of the gums and infection. So it's always the best to get them out before they cause problems. And you can get them out
Janet?
In Mexico anywhere between $140 to $200 depending on the oral surgeon. But an oral surgeon has to do it. They have to put you through some sort of a local anesthesia, they say. In the United States, it can cost you $1,500 with anesthesia to get it done by an oral surgeon. And so it's very costly in the United States, and they recommend anesthesia. I'm a little bit nervous because last time they did it, I had anesthesia. And this time I got to make sure that they numb me up really good before they do all these extractions, and that's what I'm a little bit nervous about. And I just got to make sure they numb me up really good because you got
to beware of dry socket. I don't know when his last cleaning is, but I'll bet he's going to be going regularly down to get regular dental checkups.
I'm aware of what a dry socket is. I had this tooth removed. They're going to have to stitch it up, and eventually I'll have to go into some other dental office somewhere to get the stitches out, and then it'll take months for it to heal. And so I'm going to have a lot of healing time, and got to watch what I'm going to eat and continue to stay on antibiotics.
Yeah, do not suck on a straw afterwards. There you go.
So
good morning, Mouse Toes. Good morning to you. So that's the main event for today. That's why I'm underway much earlier. I've only ever had 2 wisdom teeth extracted. Thank God I have all of my original teeth. Last spring took some heroic dentistry. Pardon the F-18 flying overhead. We have a very active air base here. I can tell they're flying in attack formation sometimes when they're up there and doing their maneuvers and things, the way they're coming down and sweeping down at an angle. So there must be a big training ground over there. So I'm looking forward to getting out of here. Like I said, the sameness of Los Algodones. If you haven't seen Border Nomad, then I need to talk to Border Nomad to give him some suggestions about, number one, talk on your video and set some kind of storyline of what you're doing. And he had a very interesting journey over to the next town over on foot to a old traditional Mexican grave site. But you know, he'll walk with the camera pointing at the ground.
down.
Yeah, you gotta really think about how things.
I think he was a little bit nervous about the border, about the border guards, is what he was talking about.
Yeah,
and that's
so because he has the potential to, you know, he's a traveler, he's a nomad, he has the potential to really put out some good content. So I'd like to see him get off to a good start with doing that. So I'm not sure how long that walk was out there to that next town. Good morning, KS Tomato. Woody Banks, just wanted to lose the clot when the tooth removes. It ain't hard. Yeah, I was going to say most stitches they put in disintegrate and come out by themselves. That's what they use modern ways.
I remember when I had the wisdom tooth removed. It was around, I think, maybe 2012, 2013. There were some stitches. There could have been. I'm not sure, but there's a big hole, a dry socket that takes. You have to make sure you keep it clean and everything, and it takes a long time to heal. But I want to take advantage of doing as much dental work as I can now that I'm down here, because it's so cost effective, and I'm looking forward to getting some money back from the insurance, because I paid for insurance, and that'll be the end of the process. Looking forward to that, because I could use some of that money for the van build or for a mattress that I desperately need in Lisa Marie. And so I'm just glad I'm getting some progress done. And and I'm excited about the van build, and I'm excited about getting the work on Lisa Marie. Very, very excited. Rosie knows how excited I am about this.
I can understand that. To do a full gut job, and then little by little build that out. And, it's going to take a lot of customization. It's going to take a lot of forethought.
I was watching. Yeah, I was going to let you know, Rosie. I was watching a video. Somebody was doing a bed build on a Sprinter, and they got this. I guess this kind of a drill with a round cut bit, or whatever that round bit. And they were drilling holes into the bed frame, and they said they did that because it's for airflow. I don't know if you ever heard of that, but they made it look really nice. They put polyurethane on there, and and made it look really, really nice.
Right.
But a lot of new camper van companies are using these little springs that they put on the bed frame, and then they put the mattress on top of that. I wonder where you can get those at, but they say that really helps with the mattress. But that's for, I guess, an RV mattress. Maybe a real mattress doesn't need that. But it'll just be interesting. I'm looking forward to it, to brainstorming things. I think it's going to be cool, and getting everything out, seeing what space we have, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think it's going to be really cool, and I think it's going to come out great in the end. So
I want to take it right down to this. I want to take it right down to the metal on the base floor and put down a new base of marine exterior plywood for durability, and then use that as a surface. Luann's okay, but it's not the ideal surface for working with. Bella Rose, the Queen of Buffalo. Good morning to you,
Bella.
and Brad. I can still taste that Jim's hot dog from Buffalo, New York.
That was so good. Man, that was so good. Rosie knows how much I like those.
Oh man, that was like a winner up
And
there.
I can still taste Duff's chicken wings with the blue cheese sauce.
Buffalo was a total winner up there. What a great town. In Niagara Falls. Ted's Hot Dogs. That's it.
Ted's Hot Dogs.
Ted's Hot Dogs.
Ted's Hot Dogs.
I'm thinking of another one, Jim's Hot Dogs in, where was that, Marshall? Jim's Hot Dogs was in Chicago.
Jim's Hot Dogs?
Yeah, Jim's. That was the place with the pork chop, wasn't it, down there?
Oh, you're talking about Jim's Original. That's the place with the Polish sausage.
Yeah, and the pork
and
chop
the pork chop in
yeah,
Chicago,
okay.
yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Bella. I'd like to look around. I would like to spend a lot of time looking around Buffalo. It looks like a very interesting city. But I was very glad to go out to the Lockport and see that. Well, it's going to be, Matt. I can't do anything on the van, configure anything until everything's all cleared out and tanks removed. You know, if a water tank's leaking, it's got to be fiberglassed, and you know that it's got to be sealed, and it's got, you know, there's a lot of things that got to be done.
The water pump could be leaking.
Yeah.
We got to make sure that we disconnect the generator, the fridge.
The back rack's got to come off. The generator, the fridge, the gas line.
The kitchen will have to be rejigged.
Yeah, I don't want to touch the headliner if possible, or anything on the ceiling. I can, if you want to put a fantastic fan in there or something like that, we can probably fish a wire through there to make that happen. So we have to be careful. Some things we don't want to mess with in there, because then you get into all kinds of problems. Headliners are the worst things in vehicles to deal with. So, you know, sidewalls, you can get some very flexible, you know, wood type sheeting and things, and make that conform to the sides and all that. What was the name of that hot dog place you always frequent? It's the Detroit. What's that place in
Detroit?
Coney Island.
Oh, Coney Island. Which I thought wasn't a big deal. I thought it wasn't really that good.
I thought it was delicious. Snap out and glue fabric, yeah. Snap out and glue fabric. So, you know, I look forward to the challenge. I'd like to keep his. Well, it's not my band. I mean, I'm talking about it as if my band, but originality is really, really nice to be able to have as much original, because I do like the blue color of the band. I think it's, if I could have had blue instead of the red, I would have had that instead of the maroon. Yeah, the Coney Island on there. Good morning, Scottish ASMR Blueberry. How are you, beautiful? Nice to see you. So it's going to be interesting to do that. Of course, budget. You know, I'm not the Department of Finance, so we'll see how things proceed. Can you do a lot with a little bit of material? Yes, you can. And,
I think the other essential thing is, you know, talked about the bed, but the other essential thing is to have a dinette in there where you can sit down and have a really nice table dedicated to sitting and eating, to go on your laptop, to do hangouts. That's a very important thing to have in an RV and motorhome, is to have a place to sit down, comfortably and eat, and you know, use your computer. So yeah. I'm looking forward to getting that done. And
probably a drop, you know, drop table or something like that you know, hinges up from the side.
From the side would be nice. Yeah. A nice table. That's very important, to have a seating area.
Julie said, what about a toilet and shower?
I don't think I'm gonna mess with that. I don't think that I need that. That's not essential to me. The most essential things about living in a van is the bed. The bed is number one. And number two, I think, having just a comfortable seating area. You know, when you want to sit down and eat, when you want to sit down just like you're sitting at home, sit down, use your computer. You know, that's essential to have. It should be essential part of any motorhome, RV. And a lot of these motorhomes, they don't really offer that. Most of them just have the captain's chairs up front. They don't really have a dining room option unless you get into the newer ones, like the Winnebago Travados and stuff of that nature.
Penny Pincher, Miss Rosie. Well, for me, I don't have a toilet or a shower, but I've managed to get myself cleaned up. I've gone no longer than 2.5 days without getting cleaned up on the road, and you know, and there's so many toilet facilities.
You can always make a homemade toilet out of a 5-gallon bucket. That's no big deal in a garbage bag.
Watch Bob Wells, he'll teach you how to do it.
A shower is not really essential because you can go to gyms and take showers. Is a shower essential when you're on the road and there's no showers and you're going to go out on rural boondock? Yes, but I'm not a rural person.
I'm an urban boondock.
I'm an urban camper.
Yeah. So it's not really essential.
It's not really
to
an
have that.
essential thing. Would it be cool to have it? Would I be able to use it sometimes? Yes, but how many times am I going to use it? So I don't think it's essential thing of living in a van, but I am really definitely excited about having the bed. And I'm thinking that I can fit a queen size bed in there easily.
Now,
And-
Penny Pincher, Miss Rosie, you're not worried that you might put all this work into the van, and as history has showed, he won't take care of it. It's a legitimate point. Like I say, it's
Well-
not my van, but I would say he'll have it'll be a reset button.
to
When
answer-
when this van is let me just finish
Yeah.
this. The van is gonna look good. It's gonna have the functionality. I can't speak about the powertrain and how the powertrain, not my department, but I will tell you this: it will be a reset button on this, and he will have a chance to have something to value and I think take care of in here. You got to remember that he's been living in it for over 4 years now in the van, so wear and tear dictates it's time to pull everything out and do a whole redo on the interior of that. So
As
I
far
hope
as
that he keeps it up.
as far as people talking about if I took care of the van or not, well, when me and Mr. X put in, before even the Maplewood floor that we put in, I had a refrigerator leak from the refrigerator that damaged part of the loo end of the floor. And sometimes you'll have a refrigerator leak. Then I had a water leak from the water tank, possibly the water pump, and just going in and out. And I keep on telling Rosie that a wood floor, I don't care what kind of wood you use, I don't care how you install it, it's not going to last in a motorhome. I've been living in this.
Well, and most people would use a pan with a drip, with an overflow in case the refrigerator ever leaked. They would put the refrigerator in
Right.
a pan with a 1-inch lip with a little drain
Right.
cock on it so that it would drain off. Otherwise, I've never seen a camper van that didn't have nice flooring in it. But like I say,
But
you want to lay down a sheet rubber good or something like that. It's not my van.
Yeah.
Okay.
a lot
You
of
decide. I'm not twisting anybody's arm to do anything.
as far as I know,
I care about the way things
Yeah.
look and
most motorhome manufacturers now that are making motorhomes, when you look at Class B, C's, they're using vinyl floors. They're not using wood floors. They're using these vinyl rubber type floors because they can hold up to the rigors of weather, of humidity, of water spillage. And you have to have something that's really durable, that's waterproof. And so it's not a question if I took care of the van or not. A maple wood floor didn't hold up in there. It literally turned and it really got destroyed. Not that I destroyed it, but the elements.
Now, Deb says a toilet is essential to everyone I've ever known. I don't have one, and I've been all summer in a van. I've never had the experience of, like I said, I'd have no interest in rural camping and being let me just finish. I've never been more than 5 minutes away at any of my 5 to 10 minutes away on any of my travels to to bathroom facilities. So I haven't really missed that. So
I think
yeah, I know I'm responsible, but I think that there's just so many places that
right.
we our interests are more in cities and towns and stuff like that, and not being out.
I agree. I think a toilet is essential for anybody in van life, but you don't have to. Most of these toilets that they have that you buy, these composting toilets, they're so small, they're uncomfortable, they're bulky, they take up a lot of space. I would just like to get a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket, and get a nice oversized, maybe padded toilet seat.
Good morning, Dawn.
And install it on there and have it, and then you can cut the bucket. If I'll have enough space under the bed to store the bucket, or you can cut the bucket to the size you want and have and that's what most people do. Just something simple. Who wants to have a black tank and toilet? It's hard to find dump
Well,
sites.
go to the RTR. Bob Wells has a separate seminar on how to make a 5-gallon bucket crapper that you can.
No, and that's what I want to do. That's
For me, I never want to. For me, I never will be in a place where I'm not going to have access
right.
to a.
But sometimes you have emergencies.
Bathroom.
Sometimes you have emergencies and you've got to go on a pinch. So yes, that is essential to have in the van life.
Let's see if.
But a shower isn't. I mean, you can shower.
Well, a lot of people, they teach in seminars, Julie, how to do that out at Bob Wells's RTR meetups. They have whole seminars on what Jimmy Ranch used to call the bucket shitters out there. Take a 5-gallon Homer bucket and slap. I mean,
yep.
Nomadic Fanatic had a video on doing that with the toilet seat.
Having an RV toilet and dealing with the odors. First of all, you have to waste the money to buy all the deodorizers, and sometimes they don't work. I'm even having a problem right now with my gray tank. It's a waste of money on the chemicals, and finding a site to dump your tanks, that's very difficult. And the money to cost to dump your tank and the gas cost that you'd have to spend to get to the dump site, it's just not a realistic thing for an urban camper. So I highly recommend anybody even with a Class B camper van, get you a bucket and make you a little toilet with it. Put a garbage bag in there, and when you're done, wrap it up and throw it away, and you're done. You're done, That's what I highly recommend for everybody. Don't deal with the black tank and toilet in a motorhome, especially if you're an urban camper. Now, if you have a bigger motorhome, like a Class C, A, and you got kids with you, a wife, something like that, you're at an RV park, you got a dump site, and then that's a different story. But it doesn't work out for an urban camper.
Yeah, I said, for urban camper, there's so many places that are 24/7.
Public facilities that are open, and you're always in the public. You go to a library, you go to a grocery store, you go
even
anywhere.
in Mexico. Even in Mexico, I've had no issue finding bathroom facilities. The one bathroom at the gas station was the cleanest bathroom I've ever been in.
Is a toilet essential in a van life? Yes, it is. Even if you're in the city, having that is essential. But a shower isn't. A shower, there's many public gyms that you can go take a shower. Now, if you have it in your motorhome, yeah, it's nice to have. But look at the water that you have to fill, the water tank. It's inconvenient in a lot of ways. So most people in motorhomes, when they go to RV parks, they usually shower at the RV parks.
I've had a good time on the travels. I'm not that over-invested in the drama side. Dump stations are deficient,
And as far as showers, like I was saying, most people in motorhomes with showers, when they get an RV site, they'll take a shower there. I've seen many people with motorhomes with showers, and they'll be showering at the gyms, even though they have a shower in their rig, because they want to save their water. Saving the water. First, the more water you use, then you got to go dump your tanks.
Yeah, Cat, I'm invested, but I'm not complaining. To me, I look forward to the challenges of this type of work. So to me, it's a pleasant thought. So I thought human waste. I have no idea. I'm not talking about the disposal of human waste on here. Let's see. Shower to handle. How was showering? We never spent never overnighted to have a shower in Mexico, but there's a lot of hotels that can be had for anywhere from $25 to $40 a night if you need to in there. I don't know, Kit and Cat. I've been around for 4 years, and I guess I just, thank goodness for the pool. Yeah, I like the tinkering and crafting and all that type of stuff. To me, it's worth it. It's a lot of fun. What I don't do is get involved in all the dramasphere. And plus, there's no denying it's been a summer of positivity all the way from, March, June, July, August through September here. I can't think of any, the negativities, but you look at other channels if you want negativity and you want to hear people tearing people up on the daily. Go after their hate streams and things.
And I think what a lot of people that are doing the drama and
he's
hate
head and shoulders above the streams that are happening these days.
Towards me or Rosie, many of these people just repeat what we say. They're repetitive. There's nothing new under the sun. They're all drying up. Most of them have even quit talking about us because all they do is they have no content, and they're repetitive, and they just repeat our content on their show. And Rosie enjoyed the drama community. It's no secret.
In other words, talk about your own life and
if you have experience. Exactly. So
when you piggyback off of what's going on with
someone else,
other people.
Exactly. You're not creative.
Do your own life.
Be original and talk about your own life.
Be original. Don't be a derivative product out there.
Right.
So I think as far as some of the current drama channels that are out there, the vicious fighting that occurs and the name calling on them, I'm sorry, this summer he's head and shoulders above that stuff going on. Let's see.
And I think Rosie's burned out on the drama too.
I'm not really. I'm in no community. I'm just in a community of my own. You've pegged me for the drama community, but I'm gradually adding RV and travel people to my mix now, and I really like that.
That's the reality.
I like to meet people on the road and get them subbed up and all that.
Rosie now.
Don't let someone live in your head rent free. Exactly.
Rosie right now she's a nomadic traveler. Has she really delved into the RV community? If she ever goes to Quartzsite, if she ever starts to talk to other nomads and use them for content, then she's really going to be getting into the RV community. But I haven't seen her. She hasn't went to that step. I've got a lot of that on my channel. And
yeah, that's right. I got my own community.
So
probably will be in LA on the beginning of the winter camper con.
But I think organizing people to get together. Facebook is a great thing. You can create an event page. People can join.
Yeah, put CamperCon 2020 on there.
And
let's see. Coco is a victim of Rome. I don't know, Kit and Cat. She's solitary. Nomads are some of the homeless. So I would just say, based on the summer, it's really been an excellent travel summer. I've seen more of this United States in 3 months than I have in the last 20 years combined, and I'm so happy about that.
One thing
I want to things always continue positive? That's up to it's up to Marshall. You be who you want to be. Okay?
One thing I want to lastly say, because we got to wrap it up in a bit to get to the dentist. One thing I want to lastly say is, there's no secret that a lot of people that watch Rosie are drama community people and women from the drama community, and nothing against them. Most of them are good people. Most of them have been positive. They like Rosie's adventures and travel. But let's face it, Rosie stands out in the drama community. Why? Because there's people, it's funny, there's people in the drama community that are watching a nomadic van travel channel, and they've come to like it. Now, all I want to say is, most of the people in the drama community, they're really nice, they're friendly, they supported Rosie, but there's a hand select of them that would love to drag Rosie back into the drama community, into the drama panels. And what I see with Rosie, I don't see her going back into that. Now, maybe that's different if she goes back to the Rancho and starts her panels again. Maybe she'll get back to that because, when she's at the Rancho.
Thank you, sweetie.
Instead of doing work projects.
Yeah.
So maybe,
I think I'll always be doing solo hangouts and things like that.
Yeah. As far as she's out here on the road, I don't care what the drama community does to try to bring you back into it. She's not going to get back into it on the road. Because she wouldn't have time.
Honestly, I don't think I add too much to drama to be brought in, and I can't dislike people for liking the things that they like to go to. There's a lot of people, men and women, that love drama. Can I fault them? No. I mean, I'm just saying, but for me, my whole ship changed course here.
Right.
because now I have the ability to travel and really start seeing stuff, really put my videography skills to use, and
Right.
really build something positive that you know people will watch for years. You know, cinema, A Night in Tijuana, and those kind of things. They'll be watching that thing for years coming up. It'll
Right.
be going in. Thank you very much, Sue. I love the van life. Yeah, Leslie, I generally let people have their say on me here. Thank you, Deb, the RN. I don't think he's the definition of drama. He's shown me the drama that he's produced this summer. Okay, as Bergs would say, come up to present time. That's the thing that people. Actually, I've come to the conclusion a lot of people don't want to see a positive Marshall. They want to see meltdowns. They want to see the things that he does. And I'm just telling you, people change, they evolve. I'm not saying Marshall's going to change, but you know, I think people like that stuff to parody and other things on here on the channel. And let's see, there's been very little things to really parody this summer. You're doing the travel that you want to do.
Right.
You've discovered Mexico, and now you're changed. You're a changed person from the first time that you stepped over the border in Los Algodones. You're a totally changed person. Stay positive, but be yourself on YouTube. That's the thing. I see too many people trying to shape their things to try to fit the tenor of what you know, what might be popular or whatever. And I'm just saying, you'll never fulfill yourself if you're living somebody else's dream.
I believe,
and you'll never be happy if you give other people control over your own life.
I believe that anybody that makes content and that's original.
Well, Stephanie, you'd have to say this summer, you said would love to see Marshall change for the better. Well, this summer you would have to agree that a lot of changes have occurred. Is Marshall happier? I don't think I've ever seen him happier in his travels than over the years. So
yeah, I just, you know,
final words.
Final words. Yeah, I just want to say final words that I am who I am. You know, I've always provided travel and content on my channel for years, and the bottom line is that Rosie's been waiting for this moment in her life for about 5 years now. She's been waiting to be retired. Now she's retired. Now she has a small urban camping van, and now she wants to go out and travel.
Go, baby, go.
And all I can do is, I don't tell her what to do, but I just give her the advice and suggestions on to go to new places. That's up to her to accept that or to take that challenge. That's up to her.
Hey, Cupcake.
But you might see a new Elvis for 2019, 2020. I see a new Rosie. And the new new Rosie that I see is a van dweller, is a nomad, is a traveler,
RVer, baby.
and is somebody who's making real content instead of sitting in that sound room at the Rancho, you know, chugging down 10 Bud Lights and talking about drama. She's out here making quality content.
On that, making quality content. Thanks for being along. The big day, the big pool today. So might be a different looking out there.
Please pray for me, guys, if you don't mind.
Your thoughts. Anyway, guys, have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for being along. And could be the final day in Mexico.
All right.